Hello, and welcome to Community Focus, KCBC's weekly public affairs program covering the issues that matter to you and your community. I'm your host, John Yazel, and I'll be here every week at this same time on KCBC to speak with the experts and people who know about the issues and events that make a difference in our lives. And I thank you for joining me. If you have a question or a comment for me, or would like to hear a topic covered on the show, you can always contact me via email at communityfocus@crawfordbroadcasting.com. Again, that's communityfocus@crawfordbroadcasting.com. Or you can also go online to 770kcbc.com and click on the Community Focus link on the left side of the page. And if you stay with me, I'll give you the mailing address at the end of the show. Community Focus starts now on KCBC. Joining us today on the telephone from Oakdale is Janine Etheridge. She is the Secretary and Treasurer of the Oakdale Equine Rescue Operation. Janine, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on Community Focus with us today.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, over the next half hour, we're going to talk about what it is you guys do. Most people out there, when they hear the name, it's kind of self-explanatory. But for those that don't know, equine, we're talking about horses here.
Absolutely.
You guys do a wonderful job of rescuing horses here in the Central Valley. Now, the first time that I talked to you was in regards to a recent news story that some may or may not have seen. I believe it aired on KCRA, and it was about illegal horse racing that was going on in the Central Valley. There was a big case in San Joaquin County a few years ago where people were actually arrested and put in jail. And then recently it's been uncovered that in Stanislaus County, this is going on as well, unbeknownst to the Sheriff's Department in Stanislaus County. So now there's a big investigation going on, and the Sheriff's Department can't really comment because it's an ongoing investigation. And I got a hold of you guys to see what you may or may not know about a situation like this. And once I got into finding out more about what it is you guys do, I decided to do an entire show about what it is you guys do because you do such great work in rescuing horses that need it.
Well, thank you for that.
So before we get going here, tell us briefly about yourself, Janine, and the work that you do with the Oakdale Equine Rescue Operation there.
I am a stay-home mom. I basically got into the rescue because my 13-year-old daughter at the time was 11 going on 12, and she loved horses. She was doing a project at school at the charter school on Coffee Road, and she needed to do some the project was to go ahead and do something that she wanted to do when she grew up. She wants to be a veterinarian. According for her to do that, she had to be around these horses. Mm-hmm. So we got involved with a rescue and found out rescues are not all run properly, and decided that we were going to go ahead and start our own rescue and do it correctly.
Oh, so you got into it because of your daughter?
I got into it because of my daughter.
Oh, wow. And yeah. Now you run this with two other people. Who's that?
I do. Laura Hanley, she's the horse manager. She does a lot of everything. All the horses are at her place, and she is the caregiver. She works with them on a daily basis. And I also, Ramey Shoemate is our president.
Okay. And you guys have how big of a property that you use to house these horses that you rescue?
Right now it's averaging about 5 acres. We don't have all the horses on the property there. A lot of them we try to get adopted out before they reach us.
Oh, I see. So you find horses that are in distress, and if they need special care, you take care of them basically, and then other horses you kind of just got to get out there as quickly as you can because you don't have room for them?
Actually, the owners find us. We ended up, because of the economy and people losing their homes, we're getting a lot of people calling saying, I have got to move. I have a ranch that's in foreclosure, and I have animals. I don't know what to do. What we'll try to do is get them adopted out before they reach us. If it gets to a point where they can no longer have a place to keep them and they have to be out, we'll go ahead and take them in. We deal with animal control that also. Majority of the horses that we deal with animal control come from Merced Animal Control.
Oh. So there's more people down there because of the foreclosure rate, I would imagine? Is that why you're seeing more from there?
That's where you get into the abuse and neglect when it comes to animal control. That's when you get people usually on the road drive by, or neighbors will call saying that they see horses that are neglected. They're very thin, they're hurt, they're down, they're dead, a whole bunch of different things.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, so we'll usually get a call from the animal control saying, we need help because we're getting horses in. We need help to place them. Can you help us? And that's usually what we do.
So that's the kind of the focus of what you do is if you find these animals, you look for homes almost immediately. You don't necessarily shelter all of them.
Oh, absolutely not. We wouldn't be able to. If we did that, we would end up having to probably have somebody rescue us. It's just, we try to keep the number of horses down because you can't save them all, unfortunately. And right now we try to deal with what we have because we have to feed them. So that's a cost to us. That's something that we don't have coming in all the time. We have to get our fundraising out there.
So how many horses do you care for on a regular basis that you actually have on hand?
Between 10 and 15 is what we usually have. Right now we're probably down, I think we're about 9 to 11 is where we're at right now.
Wow, so that's a lot of horses to feed.
It's a lot of horses to feed, but it's a lot of them are babies. We have helped out through the National Equine Network, which has helped out horses coming out of Fallon, Nevada, and we have taken in 6 babies at one time from there that were basically going to go to slaughter.
Oh.
Or their mothers have already been slaughtered.
Oh. That's got to be heartbreaking to deal with a situation like that on a regular basis.
It is, and in turn, the feeling of horses turning around and going back out and being adopted to wonderful families make all the difference in the world. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and why you do it keeps you going.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, good for you for doing it.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it is a great feeling, and there's some times that aren't so good. We have out of 77, actually 79 as of today, horses coming in from November 2010. We've adopted out just about 60. So the other numbers that we have are horses that unfortunately we had to euthanize due to medical problems, due to a baby got hit by a car that we were called out to. There's other, they just can't be saved.